And now I will show you the most excellent way. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It is not rude, it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies they will cease, where there are tongues they will be stilled, where there is knowledge it will pass away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part, but when perfection comes, the imperfect disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways behind me. Now we see but a poor reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Follow the way of love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Amen.
I wish that dude would move. I know, he's totally in the way.
Hi, my name is Slaby, and I'm the student body president of the class of 1991. At this time, I'd like to welcome everyone here to the 1991 commencement. But I'd also like to thank the parents. And at this time, please stand. All the people out in the audience, the people that supported us, the parents, the people that were with us, please stand right now so we can congratulate you and show you that we love you. You've been there through thick and thin. You've made it happen for us. And we wouldn't be here without you tonight, today. Thank you very much. Seniors, this is it. We've made it. We have gone through 4 years of incredible experiences. Situations that have brought us closer to our family and our friends. We have earned the right to be entered into the ever-famous adult world. We've been preparing for this moment for almost 12 years of our education. And it is here. So savor it. It will never happen again. But be careful, because you and I have learned that the adult world can be challenging and somewhat difficult. And in this world, you will be faced with many difficult situations that will test your character. Because life is a test of character. During this test, the belief in yourself and your family will help you rise above all the other standards and pull you through. We've learned a lot from our teachers here at Naperville North. A lot. Like to fight for what is right and to correct what we know is wrong. To be honest and to focus and accent on the positive aspects of people and situations and not scar them with the negative. Most importantly, to dream. Because even as we dream, we begin to succeed. Even as we succeed, we begin to dream again. Our experiences here at high school have been good, but the best is yet to come. The world we are entering will be a lot better, even better than the one that we've experienced before. Don't ever let high school be the high point of your life. Never. on excellent opportunities to achieve much more. Because homecoming king and prom queen, captain on the football team, or even student body president won't mean much as we enter our lives and go about our lives after high school. We cannot count on these experiences or honors to make things happen for us. We must make them happen for us. So broaden your horizons and raise and rise above your accomplishments that you've had here at Naperville North High School. Because it's worth it, and life is worth it. Will you guys please stand, the graduates, and give yourselves a pat on the back, shake each other's hands, because we made it. You have made it. We've learned a lot. I really hope you go on to have meaningful lives, make something out of your lives, contribute positively to society. I sincerely want to thank each and every one of you for making this an incredible year for me. God bless each and every one of you, and I really hope you succeed. At this time, I'd like to introduce one of these fellow speakers, Derren Bertram.
Well, somebody should have told me I would have had to follow Slaby. I don't think I would have been speaking. It's a pretty tough act to follow. As I stand here before you, the class of 1991, you may be wondering, who is this guy? Well, I'm not the valedictorian. I'm not the class president. I wasn't a state champion in any sport. I wasn't on the math team. I don't even have a jumbo tassel. I would just like to be remembered as Derren Bertram, a member of the graduating class of 1991 who had a message that can apply to anyone. You don't have to be number one to be successful. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most popular or the strongest. What is important is to believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to accomplish the task at hand. Don't just do it. Put forth the real effort needed to get the job done. Make a habit of setting achievable goals and have the courage to attempt to reach them. As we leave Naperville North, we must be ready to face the challenges of life. For those of us who are headed off for higher education, it is easy to think of college as just a bunch of parties or a place where there's going to be a curfew. There's not going to be a curfew. I know I've thought about it that way. The truth is, it is much more than that. College is a place to develop into men and women. It is a place where the future of our lives will be determined. The last 4 years, our teachers and parents have been telling us that's not how it's going to be in the real world. Well, guess what? The real world is here. Whatever you are going off to college, into the military, or entering the workforce, the time is now to start your road to success. It doesn't matter if you are number one, as long as you can look at yourself at the end of the day and know that you gave it everything you had. John F. Kennedy believed our speeches were important only when the message was important. He wrote down once that he planned to say before he was shot in Dallas, "Words alone are not enough. Where our strength and determination are clear, our words need merely to convey conviction. If we are strong, our strength will speak for itself." Believe in yourself and be the best you can be.
At this time, I'd like to introduce to you another fellow student that is speaking, Jennifer Miller. Immediately after her speech will be Venu Gupta.
What is it? Her speech is Venu Gupta.
Do you guys remember in the movie Dead Poets Society, where Robin Williams wrote, "I sound my barbaric yawp over the rooftops of the world on the board"? Well, that was actually written by the poet Walt Whitman. And in the same work, he also said, "Stop this night and day with me, and you shall possess the origin of all poems. You shall possess the good of the earth and the sun. You shall no longer take things at second or third hand, nor look through the eyes of the dead. You shall listen to all sides and filter them from yourself. Now, I'm not assuming that the secrets of the universe can be yours just because you listen to me today, but Whitman brought up an important idea that I wanted to share. As the end of the year drew closer, I found myself continually asking, why are you still doing this? What has really been the point of the last 4 years anyway? That's a tough question. The comic strip Life in Hell provided an answer that satisfied the cynic in me. Your job is to show up, not wreck anything, and stay off the streets till you're 18. As a reward, we'll give you a diploma. We know you can do it. But that kind of put a damper on my feeling of accomplishment here today, so I rejected it. And then I thought about all of you. How no two people really got the same thing out of their experiences here, and how many different paths you'd be pursuing next year. And I realized how totally presumptuous it would be for me to think that I could tell you what you were supposed to have gotten out of high school. But that was really the answer. Walt Whitman's poem was titled Song of Myself, and that's truly what an education can give you. The development of your own personality and the ability to respect and even admire it. It seems to me that when you eradicate your ignorance of the world around you, it also helps you to erase confusion and uncertainty within yourself. Yeah, I know. Wow, Jen, that's really deep. Yeah, it's very transcendental, and Thoreau would be proud. But it's also very true. Think about how we all were back in junior high, and yeah, probably even for a large part of high school as well. All our actions dictated by the foremost thought, well, if I don't, they might laugh at me. Well, the problem with this cookie-cutter mentality is, it doesn't make you happy. Accepting the ideas of others at the cost of squashing your own views does give you a superficial sense of security, yeah. But it will also make you very unsure of yourself, because you come to no longer trust any of your own tastes and desires. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you are inwardly groaning by this point, and I don't blame you if you're thinking, a John Powers pep talk. How swell. Well, let me just assure you here that this is not going to degenerate into green bananas and orange crayons. And if you don't believe me, think of it this way. Bananas come in bunches. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. And that is not what I am trying to say in any way. There's another author, Ayn Rand, who you may have heard from the contest posters pleading to read her book, The Fountainhead. She wrote, people want nothing but mirrors about them, to reflect while they're reflecting too. You know, like the senseless infinity you get from two mirrors facing each other across a narrow passage, usually in the more vulgar kinds of hotels. Reflections of reflections and echoes of echoes. No beginning and no end. No center and no purpose. Thinking about it, not really seems to be a time of choice. We've survived 12 years of schooling, and during that time, we've been given the tools to develop individuality of thought, deed, and personality. Education is the stones by which we can choose to shatter those mirrors. The courage to commit that act can't be taught, however, and a great deal of bravery is needed to do so. So get tough and make old Whitman proud. Find the strength to repeat his words, I celebrate myself and sing myself. Well, lecture's over, guys, and there will be no quiz.
But in fact, it is the day when the class of 1991 began a journey which could only be completed after 4 years of learning, growing, laughing, crying, and just simply living. We began our escapade as freshmen, wide-eyed and excited. Each day was an experience, and every experience was an adventure. We were awed by the aged wisdom of the upperclassmen and intimidated by a maze of hallways at every turn. As we entered class of 91, we soon realized that the mallard calls weren't nearly so frequent as we imagined, and the fear of being attacked by seniors in hallways wasn't nearly as scary. For some, freshman year was their first opportunity to meet lots of different kinds of people and get involved in a lot of different activities. Others just absorbed the change and watched as they became immersed in a new world. For all, however, the journey we began 4 years ago has provided us with memories and experiences that can never be replaced or forgotten. Our experiences grew while our sense of adventure dimmed. The pure happiness of no longer being a freshman was one of the best parts about becoming a sophomore. Most of us were no longer concentrating on who we were surrounded by, but rather on who we had become. For some, this meant a new identity, a new circle of friends, and a dramatic change. Others of you reaffirmed and strengthened the ties and beliefs you had already made. We had time to change and mature, time to prepare ourselves for becoming upperclassmen. Junior year arrived more quickly than most of us ever thought it would. We were bombarded with thoughts of our future, whether that included college, a job, or just staying at home. By the sheer nature of time, we were forced to realize that high school wouldn't last forever, and that the end was near approaching. Those involved in sports and clubs began to take leadership roles, and the class of '91 began to impact the community of Naperville North. As the year dragged on, thoughts of becoming seniors were all most could think about. Our journey was quickly passing, only needing a mere 9 months to be complete. These 9 months have been exhausting, exciting, tiresome, and rejuvenating. We, the class of '91, had arrived. We were now the age full of wisdom. Our time had come to leave our mark on NNHS. We've all done this in different ways, becoming involved in different aspects of our school. Sports, music, co-op, DECA, Hero, clubs, or academics. We have each played a role in giving our class a uniqueness like no other. We were combined together with a diversity of interests and goals, a diversity of hopes and aspirations. And so today, June 2nd, 1991, we have come together to celebrate the end of a long journey, which has seen people from different backgrounds and cultures, beliefs and ideals, develop themselves into a community which has thrived for 4 years. Somehow, we have become dependent on one another, whether this dependence is obvious or subtle. The journey brought us into each other's lives, and now, 4 years later, it will somehow take us out of the dependence we have learned to count on. We must all start new journeys, new adventures. Like young eagles, we have been nurtured, fed, and taken care of for 4 years. The time has come, however, for us to learn how to fly. And no one, not our parents, nor our teachers, nor our friends, can teach us this valuable lesson. We must learn with time, through our mistakes. We must be patient and wait for our journey to be complete. For the class of 1991, I hope we face each day with the enthusiasm of a freshman. I hope we never lose the self-contemplation of sophomore year. I continue to pray that we will always be concerned with our future as we were junior year. And please, like we are today, always remember to celebrate the end of your long journeys. They are meaningful and precious. With this in mind, class of 1991, I am confident that not only will we learn to fly, but eventually we will soar. Good luck.
Good afternoon. Like most high schools located throughout these United States, Naperville North keeps track of student performance through a concept known as grade point average. This year, there was only 22 one-thousandths of a point between our valedictorian and our salutatorian. So you can imagine what the competition is like. This 22 one-thousandths is based upon 8 semesters of attendance. The other night at our awards ceremony, we recognized our top 10 students based upon 7 semesters of performance. At this time, we would like to recognize our top 10 students. And I would ask that each one of these students stand and be recognized as I call your name. At number 10 is Bridget Terry. Bridget? Ranking number 9, Partee Shaw. Ranking number 8, Christopher Lindblade. We had a tie for 6th place, so ranked at number 6 is Jessica Keir and Jennifer Miller. Ranked at number 5 is Robert Shaw. Ranked number 4 is Albert Lau. Ranked number 3 is Stephanie Lausier. Our salutatorian for the graduating class of 1991 is Scott Duncan with a grade point average. Scott's grade point average was 4.6757. Scott, would you please come up and receive a token of our appreciation for a job well done? Our valedictorian for the class of 1991, with a grade point average of 4.6977, is Albert Sheehan. Albert, would you please come forward and be recognized for being the top student in your class? Each of these young people have worked very hard during the past 4 years, and we are indeed extremely proud of them for their accomplishments. Before presenting this class to our superintendent, Dr. Clark, for his endorsement, I would first of all like to make a couple of remarks before your last class is dismissed here. First, I'd like to recognize several people, as Mark Slaby did earlier. But first of all, I'd like to recognize a few of the people that have made this ceremony today possible. Those would be your senior class sponsors, who had the responsibility for the organization of planning of today's activities, Mr. Robert Hayhurst and Mr. Robert Gears. Thank you. As with any activity that takes place around here, there's always somebody lurking in the background, making sure that everything gets done here at all kinds of hours to make sure that all the bases are covered. And in that case, that would be our Dean of Student Activities, Mr. Bill Engler. I just want to thank him for the leadership that he has given to make this performance a success. Mr. Engler? Being able to have this activity today on what has turned out to be a beautiful Sunday afternoon is one thing. But to get everybody to this point is another whole matter. So next I would like to recognize our dedicated staff, many of whom are seated in front of me right now, for making the kind of commitment that it takes to do all the innumerable tasks that are necessary to prepare a class of 528 young people for an event such as this. As students, I'm sure that you're going to come to realize in the very near future that the teachers that you had here at North were indeed a lot better than what you might have thought at first. As you move on to college, or to service, or to a job, you're going to find out that you have the basic skills to get the job done correctly. And finally, to you as parents, for your understanding and support, which you have continued to give during these last 4 years. In many instances, I know that your kids' lives have revolved around the activities here at this school. Because of that, your family have had to make many sacrifices. Please know that all of us here at North High School are very appreciative of everything that you have done so that your son or daughter could enjoy all the opportunities that we have here at this school. And to you, the graduates of 1991, congratulations. 4 years ago, you heard a lot of people around here talking about getting involved in the activities of the school, the fact that there were so many opportunities that were available in something called a comprehensive high school. Since that time, many of you have indeed taken advantage of these opportunities as they presented themselves, and hopefully because of that participation, you have grown into a young adult who is ready to deal with the challenges of today's society, as many of our speakers have just indicated. At our baccalaureate service the other night, our speaker, Reverend Boothe, talked about 4 foundations around which our society is built. He spoke of how the concept of truth seems to be fading from today's society, and how it is always easier to not be truthful than to deal directly with the consequences of one's actions. So I would challenge this class of 1991 to consciously think about and deal with this issue as you leave North and take your place as a citizen in today's society. It is within your control to be honest with all with whom you deal, and it is within your control to do the right thing. Therefore, my charge to you as graduates of 1991 is to reverse this trend and to reinstall the concept of honesty as a basic foundation in today's society. Finally, I'd be remiss if I did not extend a heartfelt invitation to all of the parents and to you as graduates to not separate yourselves from Naperville North High School. There are many parents whose youngest child is graduating today. I know that for a fact. You have supported this school for many years as your kids have attended this school.
Sorry about this.
We're simply saying feel free to continue to attend our activities. You are always welcome. And to our graduates, after today, many of you will probably be leaving the community of Naperville. And to you, I would simply say, be proud of the fact that you graduated from Naperville North High School. Stay in contact with each other. I'm sure that many of you will remain friends for the rest of your lives. The faculty, the staff, and myself feel that you have gained a solid foundation here at this school with the basic skills that you will need in order to be successful when you leave this place. It's been a pleasure to watch you grow and develop. And now, before I present this class to Dr. Clark for his endorsement, I would like to invite everyone to a time of sharing immediately following the ceremony in our large cafeteria, which is located next to the field house. We've got a lot of construction going on around here. Fortunately, the ground is not wet, so it'll be much easier. That you can get there by going through the academic end where the auditorium is, or you can go through the end where the athletic end is, which will, both places, halls will take you directly to the large cafeteria.
Taking a picture of Derren.
Our home and school has prepared a reception for all of you, our graduates, their families, and their friends. Please feel free to stay as long as you would like to enjoy each other's company one last time before leaving Naperville North High School. And now, Dr. Clark, on behalf of the faculty, the staff, and the administration at Naperville North High School, it gives me a great deal of pleasure and pride to present to you for certification and endorsement this class of 1991. There are 528 graduates in that class. And in each case, they have successfully met the requirements of their respective programs as specified by the state of Illinois and the Naperville Community School District 203. At this point, they await only your endorsement. Dr. Clark.
Thank you, Dr. Cameron. It is a pleasure for me to be here today and be part of this ceremony. I say congratulations to each of the graduates of the class of 91, and I also want to add my thank you to the faculty and staff who have worked so hard, not only here at Naperville North, but all through the careers of these young people. And finally, the family and friends who have stood by these young people during the past years of public school. It is with great pleasure, then, that I endorse the candidacy of the class of 1991, and on behalf of the Board of Education, present to you the diploma of graduation from Naperville North High School. Joining me will be Mrs. Joanne Richter, member of the Board of Education. Thank you.
He makes $96,000 a year. Because he's superintendent, isn't he? Mm-hmm. They published it in the Sun and the Tribune last week. How much every different district makes. Some guy in Chicago makes 120 something. Yeah. And some guy in Romeoville makes like 50. Oh, Derren! Can you even hear me? And it's so hot. I can't believe we're sitting right here in the middle of oh my god. Your grandfather's so hilarious. Isn't he? He's like, just go sit down and do it. You know, if it was me, I would have done it. I would have been like, no, someone's gonna get mad. Is that your mom's dad? Yeah. What's he doing? Where are they going? What are they doing?
Brian Adams. Mark Slaby.
Robert Adelman.
Venu Gupta.
Jennifer Alex.
Jennifer Miller.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Colleen Albert.
Derren Bertram.
Anis Ali.
Albert Sheen.
Jeffrey Allison.
Scott Duncan.
Michelle Almeida.
Stephanie Lozier.
Tanya.
Cheryl Anderson.
Albert Lau.
Jennifer Anderson.
Robert Shaw.
Michelle
I work there. I work Monday and Saturday. So
Tanya LaRue.
bartending? No.